Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Youniverse podcast. This is a podcast, and also I share it on YouTube, where I speak about topics like self-love, inner freedom, relationships, personal growth, personal development, and all of those juicy things. I am Akasha, and I am a soul alchemist, as well as a meditation teacher, and I also offer one-on-one sessions in tarot for life coaching and guidance. So today I wanted to speak to you about relationships. And particularly, I wanted to talk about the topic of narcissism, because I've seen on YouTube, it seems like there's an absolute proliferation, a flowering, if you like, a summer of narcissism. That's narcissism videos that are all over YouTube at the moment and seem to be extremely popular, let's say. And I just wanted to address this because I can see the danger in this tendency of focusing on the other. So the whole narcissist question is, well, let's just start with a narcissist. It's somebody who has a grandiose sense of self, and who is not really concerned about the needs of others, is not really able to respond to the needs of others. So they're just putting themselves first all the time and looking to take whatever they need from others without necessarily giving anything back. And so all of these narcissism videos are directed towards the people who find themselves in relationships or friendships in connection with narcissists, or have them in their family as family members, so parents or children or brothers or sisters. And these videos are directed at these people, helping them to work out ways to either disconnect or separate, go no contact, or go grey rock, are some of the terminology that is used in these videos. Or if not, to manage that relationship with their narcissist, so that they are not too damaged or too hurt in that relationship. So I just wanted to add the reflection in here that there's a real danger in focusing too much on the other, in focusing too much out there, and too much on what we can perceive as our enemy in some way. If we really start to obsess and think about the other, so the narcissist in this case, and often we will, in that process of thinking too much, of obsessive thinking, we will begin to demonize that person. And then really what we have developed through an obsessive thinking about that person or those people, and through negative thoughts about their true distressing behaviors, we then begin to demonize them. We then create a kind of a fight between ourselves and the other, and in that fight we generally put ourselves in the victim position. And this is just not a useful place to be, really. So if we want to be able to manage this relationship better, or if we want to be able to lovingly disconnect from this person, it's not a good place to be in a victim place to do this. So it would be better if we could be in an empowered place within ourselves in this connection or this relationship, and decide to do what to do from there. So my suggestion to you, if you have been going down this narcissism rabbit hole, and if you have identified a whole load of people in your life who you think are narcissists based on watching a lot of narcissist videos on YouTube, I would invite you to really reflect on whether this is helping you or hindering you. So has all this content that you might have been consuming put you in a victim position, or in more of a victim position than you were before? And is this helping you to see yourself in the light of a victim of other people? Is this really serving you in any way? So I would suggest that it's probably not, and it's much better to, instead of really analyzing and focusing on the others, and instead of demonizing anybody in our life, whether they are true narcissists or whether they just have some narcissistic traits, it's just much better to focus on ourselves and focus on our inner self-love, focus on staying within our own power, so staying in our own empowered sense of self, and recognizing that it's up to us to choose with whom we are in relationship. Even in our family, we can choose the extent to which we relate with our family members. And this takes us out of this victim mentality. So if you identify that you perhaps have had a tendency in your life to attract narcissistic either relationships or friendships, then you look at what it is in yourself that is attracted to these kinds of people, and then you do your own self-healing. You do that by yourself, and you do that inner work, and you change whatever those patterns or dynamics are within you that is attracting these kinds of people. And then you will slowly see that the kinds of people that you are attracting change. And also another way of reframing, if you like, this dynamic is, what is it that you are learning from the interaction with someone that you perceive to be as narcissistic and uncaring of you, and not recognizing your worth or your value? What are you learning from them? So I would suggest probably the thing that you're learning is you're learning to own your own worth and own your own value and stand more securely and more firmly in your own self. So stand in the middle of your own being, own your own worth, and not enter into imbalanced relationships where you're not receiving an equal amount or a relatively balanced amount of love and interest and caring as you give out to the other person. So in this way, if we reframe these dynamics with these narcissistic people that we may have previously demonized, we can then see that, well, actually, maybe this person or these people are my teachers, and they're teaching me to be stronger in my own sense of self. So even though I may recognize in them that they have, let's say, too much sense of self because they're not able to really care about anyone else. Their ego is so strong that they can only take from others and not give. But what if they were my teacher? What if actually I need to learn to be more like that? So they are up here, let's say, in their sense of self they're overvaluing themselves. Their ego is a little bit out of control. And we might be undervaluing ourselves, and we might have not enough sense of our own self-worth and our own value. So this person, if we say the line is here with a healthy sense of ego and a healthy sense of self-worth, not too little, not too much, then this narcissist is teaching us to rise to a healthy level of our own self-value, self-worth, and recognizing our own beauty and power and what we have to give. And perhaps the lesson that we are teaching the narcissistic person is to drop down and let go of so much of their ego so they may be able to come into more harmonious relationships with us or with people in the future. So I think this is a healthier way to look at this dynamic, which often is an empath narcissist dynamic. So an empath is somebody who is a deep feeling person, highly sensitive, and is so sensitive that they often use their sensitivity to their own detriment. So it's so easy for them to tune into the feelings of others that they unconsciously will energetically reach out and log in, let's say, or tune in to another person and feel whatever it is that they need or want, and see then if they can meet these needs or wants because they know what they are. So this is a really unhealthy way to be. So even though empathy can be a superpower, if it is used in this way, in that we are reaching into other people, scanning them for their needs, wants, desires, and then seeing if we can meet those needs and wants, desires, that's a really unhealthy use of our empathy. It's much better to stay within our own self, stay connected with our own needs, wants, and desires, and leave the other person to communicate their needs, wants, and desires, rather than us to somehow decipher them through our very powerful empathy. So this is often the dynamic between a narcissistic tendency person and an empathetic person. So each person in this dynamic is a teacher for the other. And as I said, each person is teaching the other to either grow a stronger sense of self and stay more grounded in their own being, or in order to let go of too much ego and come down to the same level so that they can the narcissistic person can more easily actually relate and communicate and understand the other person. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have been one of these people that has been down the rabbit hole in YouTube watching narcissist videos, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if any of this, what I have said, resonates for you. Yeah, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thank you. Wishing you a beautiful day and sending you lots of love and blessings from here in Melbourne, Australia. And please be sure to like this video, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. I am now making videos regularly, and I would love to have you as a subscriber so you get notified whenever I post a new video in here to support your self-love, inner freedom, inner harmony, and personal growth and development. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.